Jay-Z scored a major legal victory on January 2, 2025, when a judge ruled in his favor by allowing his legal team to file for the dismissal of a rape lawsuit brought against him. The lawsuit involves accusations from a woman who claims that the rapper assaulted her when she was just 13 years old in 2000. The case, which has garnered significant media attention, centers on a critical procedural argument that Jay-Z's attorney, Alex Spiro, raised in a motion to dismiss the case. The legal battle is far from over, but the ruling on January 2 is seen as a crucial moment in the case, marking a key procedural victory for the rapper. The judge in the case, Judge Analisa Torres of the Southern District of New York, granted Spiro permission to argue that the lawsuit should be dismissed. This ruling came after Spiro highlighted a significant flaw in the legal foundation of the case. The New York City Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Act (GMV) law did not come into effect until December 2000, 3 months after the alleged incident took place. Jay-Z's legal team argued that this gap in timing made the lawsuit invalid because the law at the time did not allow for such claims to be brought forward. Spiro's legal argument is based on the premise that the statute in question did not have retroactive effects. He pointed out that the law's provisions for civil claims related to gender-motivated violence did not extend to incidents that occurred before its enactment in December 2000. In his letter to the court, Spiro argued, plaintiff cannot recover, as a matter of law because the statute does not have retroactive effect. This argument presents a key point in Jay-Z's defense, that the lawsuit, based on a claim of sexual assault, is barred by the procedural limitations set forth by the law at the time. Furthermore, Spiro addressed an amendment to the GMV law that was made in 2022. The amendment extended the statute of limitations to allow for historical claims that predated the law's enactment. However, Spiro argued that this amendment does not change the original limitations of the statute. According to Jay-Z's legal team, the 2022 amendment cannot retroactively apply to claims that occurred prior to its passage. Spiro contended that while the law was expanded to support victims of gender-motivated violence, it was not intended to undo the original statutory timeline in which such claims could be brought to court. In this respect, Spiro argued that the 2000 incident was beyond the reach of the law as it existed at the time. The case centers around accusations made by a woman, referred to in court documents as Jane Doe, who alleges that she was sexually assaulted by Jay-Z and fellow music mogul Sean Diddy Combs at an MTV Video Music Awards afterparty in 2000. Both Jay-Z and Combs have denied the allegations, and the legal dispute revolves around the validity of these claims under New York law. The woman claims that she was a 13-year-old minor at the time of the alleged assault, and she has brought the lawsuit forward years later as part of the ongoing #MeToo movement, which has focused attention on cases of sexual assault and harassment in the entertainment industry. Jay-Z and Diddy, both major figures in the music industry, have faced public scrutiny and legal challenges due to the lawsuit, which has received widespread media attention. Despite the serious nature of the accusations, both stars have steadfastly denied any wrongdoing. Jay-Z's legal team has emphasized that the allegations are unsubstantiated and that the legal framework under which the lawsuit has been brought is flawed. In response to the motion to dismiss, Jane Doe's attorney, Tony Busby, has vehemently disagreed with the legal arguments put forward by Jay-Z's team. Busby has argued that the purpose of the GMV law is to help victims of gender-motivated violence, not to block them from seeking justice. According to Busby, the law was specifically designed to empower survivors of such crimes and ensure that they have the legal means to seek redress, regardless of when the alleged incident occurred. In this context, Busby contends that the law should not be interpreted in a way that prevents victims from pursuing claims simply because they happened before the statute was enacted. Busby's position reflects a broader concern among advocates for victims of sexual violence, who argue that laws should be updated and expanded to accommodate the unique challenges faced by survivors who come forward years, or even decades, after the alleged abuse took place. Many in the legal and advocacy communities have expressed concern that procedural barriers, such as statutes of limitations, can disproportionately harm victims of sexual violence, especially in high-profile cases like this one. However, Spiro's motion underscores the complex legal challenges that arise when historical claims are brought before the courts, particularly when those claims involve public figures like Jay-Z and Diddy. Despite the ongoing legal battle, Jay-Z's legal team has expressed confidence that the case will eventually be dismissed. The next step in the legal process is a hearing in which Jay-Z's dismissal motion will be formally presented before the court. According to the court schedule, Jay-Z's motion to dismiss is due by February 6, 2025, with responses from the plaintiff's legal team due by February 28, 2025. Jay-Z's legal team will have the opportunity to reply to those responses by March 14, 2025, and a final ruling on the dismissal request is expected to follow shortly thereafter. While the legal fight is far from over, this ruling represents an important step in Jay-Z's defense. If the court ultimately grants the motion to dismiss, it would mark a significant legal victory for the rapper, potentially bringing an end to the lawsuit. However, if the case proceeds to trial, it would involve further legal proceedings and could result in a lengthy and highly publicized battle. The case also highlights the broader legal and cultural discussions surrounding sexual assault claims, particularly those that arise from incidents that took place many years ago. The #MeToo movement and related efforts to combat sexual violence have brought many such cases into the public eye, and they continue to spark debates about how the legal system should address long-delayed allegations. Some argue that survivors should be given every opportunity to seek justice, while others contend that procedural limitations and legal technicalities should be upheld to ensure fairness to the accused. As the legal process unfolds, the case will likely continue to capture public attention, with significant interest from both the media and the public. High-profile lawsuits involving celebrities often generate intense scrutiny, and this case is no exception. Jay-Z's legal team has worked to maintain a low profile throughout the proceedings, but the case has nonetheless become a topic of widespread discussion, especially given the reputations of the parties involved. In conclusion, the legal battle between Jay-Z and the woman known as Jane Doe is far from resolved. While the January 2 ruling allowed Jay-Z's legal team to argue for the dismissal of the lawsuit, the case will continue to progress through the legal system, with further motions, arguments, and hearings expected in the coming months. Jay-Z's defense team is confident that the lawsuit will eventually be dismissed, but the legal fight is far from over. The case raises important questions about the application of the law to historical claims of sexual assault and the rights of survivors to seek justice, while also highlighting the ongoing cultural shift surrounding discussions of sexual violence in the entertainment industry and beyond.